Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. And this is a general or collective reading. My goal is to provide valuable information for you, to empower you. So if just be aware this is a general or collective reading. Parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I have posted this, look back at what was going on in your life at that time, and it may give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we're going to begin with the bottom card from the deck. The underlying energy for this reading is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. So this is a gift from the divine. This is talking about being able to move forward with the truth. And it's a gift from God and the universe. So pay attention to what your intuition is telling you. The truth is on its way. We do have the Nine of Pentacles here. So the Nine of Pentacles represents pre-Empress energy. The Empress embodies all the qualities of the four queens rolled into one person. This is saying you're close to having the life experience that you are quickly approaching that level. So congratulations on that. The Nine of Pentacles is talking about learning how to be discerning in the give and take in life, to give and take of life. So the Pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. This represents energy of understanding. This card represents understanding what is like how much of your time and energy to invest in, and how much time and energy you invest as well, and money, as well as who you invest with, and what do you expect in return? What is the give and take of the situation? The Nine of Pentacles, this is someone who has learned through trial and error that they always have their hand on, like there's 9 pentacles here, but the ratio is 6 of them. They always have their hand on 6. So they keep 6 of the 9 pentacles to for themselves to be able to run their household, run their business, run their life, basically, have a bit of on the side in case of emergency. And then the 3 pentacles behind them there represent, maybe a bit more risky investments, and also it could be giving money to charity, as well as having, money for family and friends that may need help or at some point. And this energy, if you think of Nikola Tesla, the great genius, he would talk about the power of the 369. And if you knew the beauty of the 369, you would have the key to the universe. And that's basically, this falcon represents this person's ability to be able to see the big picture and be able to act accordingly. We have this energy here of the Two of Pentacles. So this is someone, it's saying this is someone who's very busy, and they're multitasking. Multitasking is a great skill to have. And having said that, it also is important that you multitask only to the point where you're still doing quality work. If you multitask too much and you are too busy, it could end up being more quantity than quality work. And then you end up having to do things over again, so and make costly mistakes. So that's what this energy is also saying, that if you're juggling, make sure that you are juggling your options and not your morals. We have, okay, so you're doing really well in the lifestyle and your money department, but you are lacking in the area of love, it appears. So this is about disappointment in love. This person is sitting under the tree, and they're reflecting on their love life, and they don't look very happy, and the universe is offering them another cup here. And they're saying, I don't want that cup of love. If that's more of the same old shift, just keep it. I'll just be single for the rest of my life. I have no desire to engage in another disappointing relationship. So this could represent having had like 3 different relationships that were disappointing, or having had a relationship with someone and just been really disappointed, and they want another chance, and you're saying, no, 3 strikes, you're out, I'm done. The other energy can also be about there being a third party in the relationship. And sometimes this can represent that third party, that someone's pregnant. And so this is a gift coming in of a child from the universe and God. So this is quite a complicated, it can be, this energy can be for several reasons. And, you know, it's about being able to open your heart up, though, because now that this is clarifying that this is God himself sending in a perfectly divine partner for you, someone that you would be able to really enjoy and be a companion with, as well as have passionate love for, and that you would be a perfect match. Someone that would empower you to move forward on your destined journey. We have the Hermes symbol here, which is representing communication from Mercury, but as well it's about health. And so this being like a very healthy relationship, one that you would really appreciate. And that the soul also is a craving, is the energy I'm getting. So there's some sort of reality check coming in to facilitate this, because the truth is coming in, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God, as well as this divine partner. But perhaps something has, like, there's something you're not seeing here, something that has to happen. So for you to be able to see it. The tower comes in when we're just not looking at the situation clearly, and we really need, like, the subtle hints from the universe haven't worked. At first the universe will be like, hey, you want to take a look at that? That could be a problem. And you're like, oh, I think everything's okay. And then, you know, the universe gets the frying pan out and whacks you over the head with it. And you're like, ow, that hurt. And the universe says, hey, you need to take care of this. There's a problem here. And you're like, okay, I will. I promise I'll take care of it next week. I just have to finish up. I've got a lot on my plate this week. But you don't do it. And then the 2x4 comes out and you still don't do it. So then the lightning has to hit your home, your tower, and literally knock you off your pedestal here. So your home's on fire. One of the people falling out of this is shocked, and the other one's kind of like, I was wondering when this was going to happen. One thing about the reality check, the tower never hits at an opportune time. It never does. It comes in unexpectedly. Unless someone has been up to something and they're expecting it, they know it's coming, but they're like holding their breath and hoping that somehow it doesn't show up. And this is the Ace of Pentacles then coming in. After this tower, the truth comes in with this tower about your money, someone juggling it, and possibly their morals clearly here. And God wanting to send in a new partner for you. So let's see, this is also a reward of Pentacles, like getting your money back, basically, is what's coming up. So it's saying that not only was this relationship, what this person was juggling their morals in relationship with you, like on a personal level, but also they may have been juggling your abundance. And we have the Queen of Wands coming in. So the Queen of Wands, I just got to move this down a bit. The Queen of Wands is considered to be the sexiest queen in the tarot. She is a natural beauty with a sunny disposition, represented by the sunflower. This is someone who, this thin veil behind her represents the veil between the spiritual and the physical realm. She is known for being able to be really calm in crisis and through any energies, because she uses her logic mixed with her intuition to come to creative solutions. She has this little black cat here, and a lot of people won't have a black cat because they think it's bad luck, but she doesn't care. She's like, I don't care if people think that I like the cat and I'm keeping the cat. That's her energy. Then we also have the Queen of Wands coming in, the Queen of Swords. So, I have the 8th card, sorry. This is supposed to be here. Interesting. I think this came up in another reading here not so long ago, the same type of energy with the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is someone that she may have started off in this type of energy, but now she's learned a lot more about discernment. And so the Queen of Swords is someone who's considered the coldest of all the queens. She's most likely to be divorced or separated. because she's put up with bullshit and she won't put up with it anymore. She's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, has the souvenir. Don't bother coming into her with any bullshit. If you do come in with, she's saying, if you have the truth, I'm willing to receive it. But other than the truth, if you're going to come in and be like bullshifting me, then you need to off with your head and just get out of my sight. That's the kind of energy that she's in. And this can represent this queen coming together to become this pre-empress energy. So she's got the qualities and the discernment. She's got the, you know, the natural sunny disposition, etc. Plus she has learned discernment to know how much to give and take of herself and what to expect from others in return. And we have here a transition happening. Of course, it's on this reality check. So this energy here is talking about a major transition coming in, the end of one cycle, the beginning of another. We do have a lot of energy like that as I'm doing this reading, because we just had on the 17th of February, we had the fire horse energy coming in to replace the snake energy for the Chinese New Year. And on that same day, we had a new moon in Aquarius energy, which is about the group dynamic, as well as we had an eclipse. And so that eclipse energy is going to be with us for the next 6 months. And that eclipse, the energy is focused on what the individual needs and the individual wants and how the individual wants to express themselves, as opposed to being part of a group and having to look after the group energy. So it's, you know, a group could be a family, it could be a community, you know, could be the people you work with, whatever that is for you. And this represents here the light at the end of the tunnel. So this is kind of talking about this eclipse season energy. We're moving into the second eclipse of this energy on the 3rd of March. And that's coming up pretty quick here in 4 days from this reading. And so this energy, we're starting to really feel this full moon pull on us. This is in the sign of Virgo. And the Virgo energy wants us to get everything cleaned up, like anything to do with your environment. And that's what this card is about. You want to be grateful for what you have and appreciate it. And you want to clean up and not have a bunch of clutter and a big mess around you, so that your physical environment supports you and also your goals in business and in personal life. Now, this is talking about, like, some people are turning away from the Grim Reaper and they do not want to have this change coming in, but it's coming whether they like it or not. And then these young people this little youngster here has got a flower, and it's a bloom representing the growth from a bloom, like when a flower blooms. And then, okay, now we have the 10 of Pentacles. So when this transition comes in, and I feel it's like really like the second of the eclipses, the one on March 3rd, that one is a lunar eclipse. So that means that the sun is shining more light on the situation. And quite often that will show up as a red moon, just from the rays of the sun shining on the moon. And so the truth is coming in, and that truth is going to bring a transition, and it's going to bring this reward, which is, like, now we have 10 pentacles. So we have the lifestyle with the person, and it's sitting right on the soulmate here. So that's what this reality check is going to bring about, is this change in the direction your life goes, probably over the next 6 months, where you not only will you have the coins and the lifestyle that you want, but also you'll have someone to share it with that you can really enjoy as a companion as well as a lover. And possibly start a family with, it looks like. Yeah, there's the lover coming in. So this is saying that you can take it easy. Like, this person might be coming in along with this truth. It might be someone that delivers the truth. It could be someone, this is saying that it's not, with the cloud in between, it's saying that you don't know this person that well. It could be someone you've already met. That you know, but you don't really know them. You know what I mean? Like, you haven't seen them in years, or that kind of energy, and you've never had a relationship with them. That's what this card is representing. Someone new coming in that you have never had a romantic relationship with. This is talking about the Oh, I just had my deck upside down. So yeah, this is talking about the Wheel of Fortune coming in, and the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. This is talking about, this is something you've been waiting for, and maybe you've been waiting for some time for this energy to come in, this truth in that, so that you can move forward. And you're being held back until it does come up. And maybe you know of this person, but you can't make your move or, really go in that direction until you clean up whatever is going on down here. So the Wheel of Fortune is now turning in your favor. And the Wheel of Fortune is actually 3 wheels turning at once. And it's a very interesting, it's synchronicities showing up in your life. And the interesting thing about this is, like, on one of the wheels are the Hebrew letters for the name of God. And the name of God is Tetragrammaton. And Tetragrammaton is a mathematical equation that is given numbers to represent letters. And this energy, when it's ratioed between the different combinations of the letters, it comes out very close to the ratio of phi energy, which is 1.618-ish. And so this is kind of the same energy. It's talking about the phi ratio is talking about the golden ratio, and the golden ratio is talking about nesting. So it's kind of like there's the way the face is made up, the way your body is made up, the way animals' bodies are made up, the way flowers are made up. Everything is in this ratio, and it's very similar to the mathematical letters of God, saying that God is a very orderly, mathematical, everything has to be in perfect order and has to fit exactly how it should. And so the chaos that we're seeing on the planet at this time is due to expansion, because the universe is always expanding and contracting, expanding and contracting. And so when the universe is expanding, the outer edges can get pretty messy. And when the contraction comes in, that's when we start to see things being put back in order before they go expansive again. It's just almost like breathing, that kind of energy. So we have the King of Swords coming in. The King of Swords is very well respected for being someone that is really able to use their words very wisely. This can represent the energy of someone who, speaks for a living, a politician, a lawyer, that kind of energy. Someone who is very intelligent, so scientists and researchers. Also, it can be inventors, that kind of energy. Someone who uses their thoughts and their mind to be able to, that's how they earn their living, basically. And the King of Swords, it can also be a surgeon. And so, but in any regard, whatever profession they are in, they are going to be at the top of that profession. People look up to them because they've mastered whatever it is that they do, and they have really good advice. The King of Swords is absolutely aware of the power of words, understanding that the power of words, can be used as weapons as well as they can be used to uplift people, and that really actions do speak louder than words. And if you give your word and you don't keep it, then your words are actually quite useless. We have the King of Wands coming in. So the King and the Queen of Wands are here showing up, but they're not together. Although this could be this energy that after the truth comes in, maybe the King of Swords, like the two kings here, they're sitting right on top of each other. This could represent the king also moving into an emperor status. So all 4 kings rolled into one, and the life experiences that he has right now is he's very mentally intelligent, has good discipline of his mind, uses his words to earn his living, is very, forward thinking, that kind of energy. And he's also very sexy and someone that, you enjoy being around. And this could be describing your soulmate becoming like this. The wheel is turning. So while you're stepping into this Empress energy, because we have you here, and then we have the king here, and it's talking about 2 different energies. So it's interesting because you have the king of, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords, and here you have the King of Swords and the King of Wands. And so this energy is saying that it's real. Soulmates have a tendency to have the same life experiences, even though they're separated. They'll have these energies that are very similar. Like when you meet them, it'll be like kind of like, oh, that happened to me when I was a kid, and when I was 14, this happened to me. Yeah, and then I went and did this, and it's kind of that energy. So it's more like really interesting here. The Queen, your energy, that is talking about being the sunny disposition, and you've become more cold because of life and really feeling kind of guarded. And sometimes this will represent someone who's divorced or separated. And then this is the energy that the King started in, was more like to match this energy. Now they aren't anywhere near each other. So this could even represent, it doesn't have to be the qualities moving up to the Empress and Emperor energy. It could be that the King and the Queen of Swords have now, they're divorced now. But I feel like this energy is more just because of how it's showing up here, that this Queen represents you moving into this energy of the Empress. And so you only have 2 queens to go. And this is because when you're meeting your divine partner, you're at an elevated state. So this is how I'm going to read it for now. So she started off being really sunny, and now you're kind of like more closed, but you want to keep your heart open. You're willing to receive, but you don't want to put up with any bullshit. The King's always been that way. He doesn't want to put up with bullshit, and he's always been more of a like intellectual and that kind of person. Like that's his true nature. But now he's really warmed up and kind of has turned into more of this emotionally intelligent, passionate person. And so he's, I'm getting maybe if you knew this person in the past, he was more in this energy and you were more in this energy, and now you're more in this energy and he's more in this energy. Really interesting. He was feeling all cold and he warmed up, and you were all warmed up and now you're feeling cold. That's funny. But he's coming in with an offer of love. That's what's represented here. This is the Knight of Shining Armor, the one you read about in the romance novels, right? And also, if in the movies, this is someone who's dressed to the nines. They're coming in with the cup of love, and it's a sincere offer, and sometimes it can be an apology. We have the Wounded Warrior. So the Wounded Warrior is talking. This King may have warmed up because he understands this energy that you were in before and wanted to be like that. He didn't want to stay in this energy, and maybe it's taken a lot of battles. Like this represents 9 of Wands, represents the Wounded Warrior, someone who has been doing everything they can to stay on their path, and they've had to fight for every success kind of energy. It's been like a lot of obstacles in the way, but they've managed to sustain themselves, and they're still standing. They're on the 9th wand here. There's only 10 wands, just like the other. And this is sitting on the soulmate and the lovers and having the lifestyle that they want now. And I feel like now they're able to do it. This could be like, maybe they have a really innovative idea and it's something that they just couldn't get other people to buy into, kind of, you know what I mean? Like it was something that they had to put all of their resources, any extra resources into, to be able to get it off the ground. And it was quite a lot. This is someone that is considering marriage now. And so this is talking about, or at least a real strong commitment. And that's the offer that they're bringing in. Generally, this will mean, this is the official tarot card of marriage. This means that it's the beginning of the fulfillment that you've always been wanting or needing. And your soul wants this at the same time, this commitment to, so that you can focus on moving forward on your spiritual goals, as well as just trying to keep making the money to make ends meet and to live a good lifestyle. So this is talking about the beginning of fulfillment. It's kind of, to compare it to a situation you would understand in context, it would be you have the down payment for the castle, but you still have to make mortgage payments. You have proposed to the person and they've said yes, or you're proposing to someone and they're saying yes. I just said that. I mean, the other way around, someone's proposed to you and you say yes, that kind of energy. It's talking about, but you still need to put the work into the relationship and then work on the marriage after the wedding. So, but this is talking about a step moving towards this fulfillment. It's being delivered. This energy is very passionate. It's coming in. This is representing the Knight of Wands as the rebel with a cause. This is very, very close to the energy of the fire horse energy coming in on the, on the Chinese New Year on the 17th with that first eclipse. So this is talking about, having a lot of passion, and the communication is coming in. This person has learned to rein their emotions in so that they're not, all over the place, and that they can make a sincere offer. And also, it's still talking about the fact that they love adventure and traveling and that kind of energy. We have the Three of Cups coming in. So this is some people are celebrating something. It could be this tower. It looks like, oh, look at this, because I didn't notice this. This marriage card is right on this tower. And transition. So this could be an energy. Let's see. We'll keep going. I feel like this is past energy, and this is what the transition is about. So both of these couples they were married before, and now they're divorced. And this one got divorced before this one, or vice versa. Like, it wasn't at the same time. But remember, I said if you're with a soulmate, they will have experienced the same sort of energy. In separation. So this is people gossiping and talking about it. A lot of people read this as a card of celebration, but I feel this is actually, these people are toasting each other, but no one's looking at each other. They're not toasting each other. They're toasting something that happened. And quite often this card will come out with this card. And one of these people, or all three of them, might have been involved in this type of energy here that left you in a disappointed state. The thing about this is when in a lot of cultures, particularly in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, they'll freak out because it's 7 years bad luck in your romantic life. And that's what cups generally represent. So why would you be toasting on a marriage card unless it was, a marriage was over? That kind of energy. This is gossip, slander, jealousy, and possibly this could be people that you knew that were involved with your partner and you didn't know that part of it. You were thinking of them as friends and they turn out to be frenemies. And during this time, it's just looking like this energy was celebrating your loss. And so this is about a loss of your lifestyle. And again, look at this. This is the 6 Pentacles that you're supposed to keep your hand on here. And you've only got 1 here instead of the 3. So it's kind of, you're looking at it and going, where did all my money go? Like, what happened here? Like, I'm exhausted. Look where I'm sitting right now. And I should have this, and this is what I have. There's something wrong here. There's got to be a better way. And then this Temperance card is coming in, and this is talking about having patience when you're on your divine path. And I feel that the patience is that in the past you just weren't with the correct lover, and now this new energy is coming in. The Knight of Wands is coming in with passion, and it's almost like it's squeezing these two together kind of energy. The two knights coming together and saying, I'm really passionate, I'm really in love, I really want to be with you, I really want to marry you, that kind of energy. It's been hard without you, I can't wait to be with you. It's that kind of energy coming together. And so the Temperance, and this could represent the Queen's energy here, because she's this is the Knight of Wands coming in, and on the other side here, this is the Patience. This is Sagittarius energy, and this is also fire sign. So it could be Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries kind of energy. So this energy is talking about temperance, having the patience to wait, for the information to come in before jumping on it, so that you can stay on your destined path. So you're not juggling your morals. That's the kind of energy, and it requires patience. This is considered to be the Earth Angel card, someone that God sends down to make sure that people stay on their path and they get the help that they need when it's the right timing and if they've proven themselves, kind of energy. And look at this, now we have the Six of Pentacles. So yes, this is talking about in the past being in this energy, and it was because of giving too much, you see. The Queen down here, or this isn't a queen, but this pre-empress energy has learned you do not give away any of those Six Pentacles. You need that to keep in case of emergency for yourself, or you could end up in this place like struggling to try and make ends meet, to be able to, or not being able to move on to the next investment because you gave some of that money away. This is talking about, that's why it's so important to understand this ratio. Really cool. So this is, this person is, this can represent you being breadcrumbed here, but it's also talking about having given away too much of yourself to other people and not kept enough. Like this is talking about your energy and your time, not just about your money. And this person is, he's giving it to this person because he knows this person really needs it, but this one has something in their pocket already. And the scales of justice are hung over this person's head saying, hey, get out there and work, you bum. I'm not giving you free money. Quit being lazy. This energy is talking about this or that. So this is talking about someone in this energy feeling like you have a closed mind. And maybe there could have been some information, some gossip in that about this energy. And this king believed it at the time. And didn't, was like not going to engage. It was like kind of, so this energy is talking about having a closed mind and then opening it up and using your intuition instead of just using your logic. So this is talking about, being exhausted from being in this position where you can't see a way out or you can't see the truth. And when the truth comes in, you go, oh. And generally the truth comes in when you start using your third eye and you start going inward and looking for answers instead of listening to the gossip and, that kind of energy. This is talking also about regret over these 3 cups being spilt here. So whoever was cheating on whoever, you might, like if you weren't the one, if your partner was doing it and you were, you may be regretting not seeing it sooner because of this, like the loss that you took. Also like just being in regret for having been with that person in the first place and not seeing the truth of them. This can also represent the person who was doing the cheating and being in regret for it. And they might be in regret because now you're in this Empress energy or pre-Empress energy and you're about to have a huge upgrade here and they're more like this now. They have something in their pocket, but it's not much, and it's not enough for them to have any, to be with someone. And they may also realize that you actually did have unconditional love for them, and you did understand that they were a problem in this way, but you forgave them. And maybe possibly, this can represent 3 strikes and oh, I want a 4th chance, and just being used to, oh, they always forgive me, they always take me back kind of energy, and now being totally in regret. So when you're in this position, whichever way it is, I mean, there's 2 cups here with spilt wine and one is with a different flavor of something. See how this energy almost always, when this card comes in, it ends up being this way in my readings anyway. And so the best thing this person can do is, like, you could stand there for the rest of your life and never open up to love again and be under this tree disappointed for the rest of your life. Or you can turn around and notice, okay, I still have 2 cups standing, and walk down, the path, cross over the bridge over troubled water, and go to your castle, and put your shift back together so that you can get back out there and function in a strong way. The castle is half dilapidated and half standing because it's representing the glass being half empty, or is the glass half full. So what kind of attitude are you going to have? Are you going to be grateful for what is still standing, or are you going to be bitter for the rest of your life? And then look, here's the devil coming in on this energy right here. So I feel like the relationship, for sure, this one, that was a marriage that is now separated, divorced, energy done, was not it feels like someone married someone more for their money than for real love, because now they were tempted. And then this is the energy, they were having fun with other people with your money, basically. And you're sitting here now and going like, what happened? What happened to all my money? And they've been off having fun while you've been in this energy here, basically. And this could have happened to both couples, and that's how, you know, that could be representing that. Because again, as I said, quite often the soulmates have very similar experiences, not together, because they have to rise above it before they are able to meet each other. So when the devil comes in, this is talking about temptation. And so the temptation to, you know, go off with other people, etc., and not keep your word. And just marrying someone for money in the first place, that kind of energy. And so this is also about lust. These people are, they are yoked to each other, and then they're also chained to Saturn's box here. And Saturn's box, this is representing the devil is crouched over this box. This is representing animal instinct. And this is talking about these two people are in this energy where they're yoked together and they can't get out of they've basically sold their soul kind of energy. When the devil comes in, I always cover that card to see who does the devil send in, because he always sends in minions. He doesn't do his own dirty work. And sometimes God steps in and stops it. So what comes in? Okay, the courage. Okay, so this is talking about having the strength and the courage to resist the temptation. So this is talking about having to heal childhood issues, basically. That you are digging deep to face your fears that maybe you've had since you were a child. And maybe that energy is the energy that you've been in, and now, like, after having a divorce and all of this energy happening, you've had the courage to really, okay, I have to go and I have to take a look at myself, and I have to see, face and this young woman is like literally putting her hand down this lion's throat, and it's a mature lion, but the lion is submissive. It's letting her to do that, and that's because the lion is representing her fear, and this is her courage to be able to move forward so that she can start being in a position of infinite potential, to the power of infinity and beyond, so that she can have her vibration at a level where she gets into the Empress energy and understands life better and opens her heart back up to love, so that the souls can come together. Yes, and then the sun comes in and says, yay, you did it. You've transmuted this energy. You didn't give in to the devil. You didn't give in to the temptation here. What you did is you faced your fears around this, and you decided to follow your destined path, and that's represented here. And the sun is the happiest card in the deck, and it's talking about, hey, ultimate happiness and fulfillment now, because you're on your destined path. I feel like this energy is going to come in very soon now, if you haven't already met. And this is talking about, you know, this child is on this pony and no fear whatsoever, and carrying this heavy banner, but with effortlessly. The sunflowers are all shining, and you notice, like, we have the sunflower energy here representing this energy of being like in your sunny disposition again. Your true nature is coming back out. You're healing your heart. That's the energy. We have the nightmare is over energy. So this card can represent a never-ending nightmare where you wake up in the middle of the night and you're having a horrible nightmare for the set, you know, like it's been every night you've been waking up around the same time. But then this can also represent that God is there and is and sending the Holy Spirit to show up in your dreams and to give you messages so that you know, okay, this is the next steps you need to do to be able to face this fear. And this is enlightenment. And so this person could be representing someone who just had a very enlightening dream, or they woke up and then, you know, saw something or thought of something, and they're trying to remember, okay, what was that about? Because it was enlightenment from God, the consistent steps of action that you need to take to be able to move forward in the energy that you want to hear. So this is really awesome. And then look at the very top, the Ace of Cups is promised to you. Wow, so you have 3 of the aces. This is similar to that other reading, but what were the aces then? We didn't have the Ace of Cups. I just posted that. I think that was that yesterday's reading or the day before yesterday? I think it was yesterday's reading. No, maybe 2 days ago. I can't remember now. I do a lot of readings. But I know that the Ace of Swords came in with the truth and the Ace of Pentacles came in with the reward. But it was the Ace of Diamonds. So the Ace of Diamonds is the energy of the... I'm just looking here. We have the Queen of Swords and that. So the Queen of... We didn't have the diamond... The Ace of Diamonds came in instead of the Ace of Cups. And now this is like 2 days later, I think. Or it might even be the day after. I've done a lot of readings and I forget. Like I put them out of my mind and I shuffle and I do my best to change it up and get out of that energy so that I can get a new perspective. But I remember this because I just did the thumbnail for it. And it was the Ace of Diamonds, the Ace of Clubs, the Ace of Clubs, and the Ace of Spades. And so but the Ace of Hearts was missing. Although I do believe that this card had come in as an offering of this new love coming in. So this could be a continuation. I think I called that, you have 3 aces up your sleeves. Or something like that. You'll see it if you look on my site, you'll find it out there. But it's really interesting because now it's talking about that you do have the Ace of Cups now at the very top. So it could be a continuation of that reading. I'm going to have to look into that. After this reading, I'll look into it and decide, if this is a continuation or just another variation of the energy coming in a slightly different way with slightly different people. We have going from the bottom to the top here, we have the energy of having learned the discernment and being at pre-Empress energy. And maybe this is when you have the discernment and you decide to, this could be a lawyer, this could be getting a divorce lawyer. And then the King of Wands comes in, is the energy that's coming in after that kind of energy. We have the Six of Pentacles representing this energy from back when you didn't have this skill level. So this is talking about the mistake that was made basically of giving away too much of yourself to people who didn't appreciate it, causing you to be in this energy and in a never-ending nightmare. But it's ending now because now God is here and you're on your destined path and you had the courage to be able to face your fears and really look at the situation. You actually turned down the temptation to just give in and say, to heck with it. I'm going to join. If you can't beat them, join them. That kind of energy. You're like, no, I don't want to be around those people. I have a new passion. And I have the discernment that I didn't used to have, so I'm going to be okay. I can be myself again. I don't have to be guarded all the time. I deserve to have love in my life, and I'm willing to accept this cup. The truth will set you free. Basically, that's what this is saying. For those of you who want to leave off here and you feel, oh, I understand this, I really, this is all I need. Thank you for being here, and do please give it a like and comment if you've received some value from this. I'm going to go on further now with the people that want to look into this further. I'm using my Oracle Tales from the Vector. And this energy is, we're talking about this eclipse energy, and it's just something that's really interesting that when I was researching this energy on the March 3rd in 2007, the energy, there was very identical astrological energy to right now with these eclipses and almost identical. And it's beneficial sometimes to look back what was going on in your life at that time, because it could give you an idea of the direction you're headed in, or what is this about. And I started this oracle back in 2007 in spring. So, I feel like if you have an experience like that and you look back at, it would be March 3rd in 2007, did you have like kind of like a life-changing experience, you know, and it doesn't have to be something sudden. It doesn't necessarily have to be this tower. The tower could implement it, but it could be something that changes you over like a 6-month period. That's how long the eclipse season has a tendency to last. That made you move forward in a totally different way than the way you were before, or you found a new interest or something. Put it in the comments below, and I would love to hear about those stories. I've had a few people share that with me, and it's amazing how accurate it really is. So yeah, I was working on this, and now I finished this in 2020. The 64 paintings, and I'm working now on the information that goes with it. In the description box below, there's numbers on these cards, and I will post them in the order that they appear here. So if you want to go to my website, talesfromthevector.com, you can check it out, and these are the numbers as they show up in my gallery. It just might give you a little bit more information. So we're going to clarify now to see, okay, now what else do we need to know about this energy? What could be beneficial moving forward here? A little more clarity, please. So just want to tune in here. Okay, here we go. This is talking about 26. So this is talking about, this could represent also the 26s when we went into Mercury retrograde. So it could be talking about what I said about that. Make sure that you have your communication straight. And, you know, it's a good time to kind of recognize that you're in eclipse season as well as a retrograde. So the information, you want to make sure you check all information out. You may have noticed with this AI getting better and better, it's more and more challenging to discern information that's coming up online. And now, like, again, there's another, like, because now we have the former president and his wife being questioned, you know, about the Epstein files. It's just like, okay, let's keep going, you know, that kind of energy. So the truth is being dragged out. And I feel like this energy, I feel like this could be dragged out for like 6 months or something. There's just so much information coming in. And, you know, there's so many people looking into it. But what's beautiful about it is that there is this is starting to come to justice now. We first saw it moving into the energy of in the UK with the monarchy, and you know this card death here is like in this card the death the king has been trampled and his crown is off his head, but this doesn't represent a king actually being in that energy or anything like that, or any bad wishes to the king. It's talking about the monarchy itself, the system of the monarchy falling because of things out of the king's control. And so this is a major transition, or it could represent that the monarchy is going to have to make big changes here to be able to meet the new, more modern needs of society, which could be, and there's some talk about the king abdicating so that Prince William can step into the role. So that's the kind of energy, like that's like, but you have to remember there's a lot of information out there that is inaccurate. And then there's a lot of information that's very accurate. But the one thing that we're seeing is finally we're seeing that it's being looked into. So, you know, this is a huge change. Like it's been like over 3 centuries since the monarchy has ever had anyone that's a member of the monarchy in England to be arrested. And we've had that happen. This is like monumental change. It's wild change. And people were saying, yeah, we're seeing it in the UK, but what about what's happening in the United States and Canada right now and in Europe? Now we're starting to see it coming out in the United States. And for sure, the more people that start talking and the more people that are investigated, the more energy we're going to see all around the world. So it's a weird time to be on the planet right now. It really is. It's like hopeful and really sad at the same time. There's a lot happening that is really, really challenging to accept what we're hearing, and trying to wade through all this and continue living, you know, our everyday lives while we're like having, like, it's almost like someone took one of those globes, you know, with the snow and they shook it and it's just snowing. There's so many there's so many tactics that are coming up that we never even thought of, you know, that kind of energy. So we're going through that, but the Hierophant energy is coming in here and saying that, like, not just in this story between these people, but the energy in general on the planet is that there is traditional structure for law and order, and it is coming down from the spiritual realm. And look at, we do have the Emperor here for this energy. So I feel this king and this queen are matching each other's, like moving into this Emperor and Empress energy, that their souls are meant to have come together at this time when all of this information is coming out, so that they can empower each other to move forward in a strong way. And this is... there definitely was deception. Kiss me good. There was a hex in the city, and these people were celebrating it. They were very happy to see that this marriage broke up, and this could be on both ends, because these are almost like bookends, right? I feel these are two different relationships that both ended in divorce. And the king has warmed up since then, and the queen has cooled down. It's kind of that energy. Really different. I've never seen it quite like that before. We have the Pisces energy coming in here. This is the senior executive. So this is like, the Pisces energy is the very last sign in the horoscope. When the signs come up for for the horoscope signs coming in my readings, I'm not talking about an individual. I'm talking about the actual state of being of that sign. We all have a little bit of every sign in us. We can all learn from each of the signs, and each of the signs have their strengths and weaknesses. So if we know, if we can learn from how Pisces deals with things, you know, that they're expert, you know, that's more their cup of tea kind of thing. So this Pisces energy is a senior executive. On top of all this other energy that we have in here, Neptune, which is a huge planet and has a strong pull on us, has been in the sign of Pisces for 14 years. And on the 26th of January, it left Pisces for good and has moved into Aries energy. And it will be in Aries for the next 14 years. And so this energy, the Neptune and Saturn rule Pisces. So Neptune is all about being idealistic, and Saturn is about being really responsible. And so the difference between the Pisces energy of the senior executive, you know, someone more of a dreamy, emotional energy, compared to the energy of the Aries energy, which is a newborn baby. And this is like ruled by Mars. This energy is changed. Bang. Or like, okay, I'm in, the Neptune says I'm in Aries energy now. Everything you learned to do in the last 14 years about how to approach life, being idealistic, giving people another chance, saying, oh, things will work out kind of energy. Oh, you know, just give it a little while, your dreams will come true. Throw that out. Now you're in the Aries energy, and it's like you have to learn this all over again. So you think about a newborn baby, and for the next 14 years, this newborn baby growing up in the Neptune energy, Neptune planet, like being in that energy, totally different from a newborn to the senior executive. That's why we're really feeling this. And on top of it, Saturn moved in to join Neptune in the sign of Aries about a week ago. So now the two of them are in there together, and they're like, we want some change, and you better be responsible, and you're going to be responsible for your actions, and it's going to be found out, and the truth is coming out, and you better rise to the occasion. That's your job. It's that kind of energy. And whoa, we're seeing it, right? And now it's talking also about this Cancer energy is of these adolescent girls, this energy of that's the stage of life of the sign of Cancer. It's not saying you're at that age, but think about that age, you know, where these young girls are just learning to deal with the hormones raging, right, as they're turning from children into young women. And these senior executive people who have all the knowledge of the world, they've been around the block a bazillion times, they have money, they have power, they have, knowledge, and taking advantage of this innocence. It's not a very good look for a lot of people, and it's coming out now in all over the news and stuff, and it's kind of like, as I said, this is alleged behavior, so we're all praying to God it is actually inaccurate, but unfortunately some of it is coming out now and people are being arrested. And so we have to face this as a humanity on the planet, that there's some really foul energy out there, and we're going to have to deal with it, each and every one of us, within our own life, and as well as in the big scheme. We have duty, we have a responsibility to deal with this. For some unknown reason, we're in this, and we're here on this planet at this time when this huge shift is happening right now. And we are expected right now to step up to make this world a better place. So that's what this temperance is saying. You better get into your, you better, and it's showing up twice here, you better get onto your destined path, or the shift is going to hit the fan. Like, this is a reality check for humanity. You are responsible for this planet, what's happened on this planet up to this point, because you're here as adults, and you owe it to the generations coming up to clean it up. If you've been involved in any messy energy here, you need to clean it up, because we're supposed to leave the planet a better place for our descendants. Then we need to be in that energy. There has to be an energetic upgrade here. So we need to bring our purpose that we came to earth, our true purpose, our God-given purpose, bring that down to earth and put it in there. We all need to make that decision right now. For it's not fair to our ancestors, or to our descendants, and our ancestors, actually. A lot of my ancestors fought in wars to give us the freedom to do what we want, like to be free to make strong choices. And a lot of them are rolling over in their graves right now as they're watching what I went to war for this, like, really, honestly. That's the kind of energy. But now the truth is coming out, and the moon energy is talking about discipline of the mind and using your intuition and your mind together. Reckless abandon, WRECK, looking on, investigating your wild side, but you have to keep it domestic, if you understand what I mean. There has to be balance there. And this is what for whatever reason, if you're on the earth at this time and you're an adult, you're responsible. Like, we have to do our best to straighten this out for the future generations. It is not fair to them. I feel like my ancestors left the world a better place for me when I came here, and I want to be doing the same for the future generations coming up. We have the Taurus energy, and this is again about the give and take in life, and it's being brought up quite a bit here in this reading. What it's saying is, hey, you're not a bunch of babies. You understand the ropes here. Pisces, Neptune is going to be in Aries for 14 years here. So for 14 years, this is going to be dealt with. That's what we're going to have to clean this up. And Saturn is going to be there for at least another 2.5 years here in this one with Neptune. And they're like, let's get to work, We're like, okay, I guess so. And you can blame it on the people at the top all you want, but I bet you if you take a look at what's happening in your communities and in your own lives, there's a way that we could all improve the way we are doing things. And that's what it's saying. We all need to move together with this. There's a karmic space of ego. Saying, hey, I'm only one person, what can I do? You can clean up your own shift. And at the very least, then, you will be one less person for the universe to have to deal with. That's the kind of energy that we're in. Nobody's exempt from this. Everybody is going to have to clean this shift up. We have the power of spin, and you might not even, it might be not your direct karmic spaces are easily fallen into by anyone. But if your ancestors were involved in something and they didn't clean it up before they left, they've left you the debt. Now you have to do it. That's the way it works. And so that's the energy. And the chariot is moving. This is saying, this is God's plan, and it's time to come into contraction. There's been a lot of expansion and it got messy on the outer edges. We need to bring it in and bring organization back and get our shift together, and so that we don't leave this horrible mess for future generations. It's not fair to them, not in any way, shape, or form. This is the anger. Yeah, I'm pissed off about this myself. A lot of people are pissed off. And so there is something about righteous anger. But sitting in this is not going to do anything. If you sit in anger, you just pass more anger down to future generations. What good is that going to do them? None. So it's about, having joy. Yay, it's happening. It's scary. It's a scary time for people. Like, there's a lot happening, and this is about, okay, but like on some level, I mean, this is the happiest card in the deck. So it's better that the truth is out, because the truth will set us free. So we need to use, the high priestess sits next to God, to the right of his throne. And this is talking about the energy of being joyful, because you're using your intuition and you're realizing, hey, this is God's plan coming through. The answer is love. Look at a cup of love with peace at the top. Like, let's go for that. If we're going, yeah, it's a challenging time, and lack of awareness. Never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. A lot of us, we don't want to be thinking that this is really happening. We're wanting to think, oh, it's just all bullshit, and like, this is just like, it'll go away, and if they'll find out it's nothing. But unfortunately, the longer it goes on, we're finding out it is something, and so we can't just sit there and pretend it's not. That's not going to work. And then we have the Empress at the top here. So this is saying that you do achieve that Empress energy. You do get that cup of love with the Emperor energy. Both of these people are going to rise to the occasion and move into this energy where, okay, we're going to come together and we're going to make the world a better place, and therefore the universe a better place. I like it. I mean, it's time we all step up, I guess. And it can be like really confusing, like, okay, but don't let your ego tell you you're only one person. You are, but you have special qualities, and you're a significant part of God's plan. And so when you step into your divine power, your unique energy, the unique energy you bring to the planet, is needed to empower this move towards a better existence for all of us. I really like this reading. This was a good reading. If you enjoyed it, give it a like and comment, and consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. I'm going to look up that other reading I did, because I can't remember if it was either 1 day ago or 2 days ago. And I feel like this is kind of like, it's not a continuation of the other one, but what it is, it's another situation of people like that maybe think they can't do anything, and saying, no, your vibration is rising up and you can come together. A lot of soulmates are coming together now. It's time. That's what I'm getting. Really awesome energy. Okay, bye for now. I will have another daily reading for you again tomorrow.